This video is on a new streamer from Cambridge Audio, the CXN100. Cambridge Audio has been around for over 50 years and has become a favorite brand at audio advice. The CXN100 is an update on their multi-year award-winning previous streamer, the CXN V2. Let's dive in and take a look. Cambridge Audio specializes in making great sounding gear for the money, which is one reason they continue to win awards year after year. Their sound is like that of a lot of the great British gear, very natural with an outstanding sense of rhythm and pacing. But what is impressive about Cambridge is how they pull this off at such a moderate price point. One of their secrets is to keep the circuitry the signal passes through to a minimum, and then both test and carefully listen to different circuit designs. Another is that the engineering facility has live music on most Friday afternoons, which keeps the team totally in tune with how music should really sound. And unlike some companies just getting into streaming, Cambridge Audio has been into it far longer than most, and they have also developed a great control app called Stream Magic. Another cool part about the new CXN100 is the fact that it's not only a streamer, but can also be a full-function digital preamp with multiple inputs like Bluetooth, Chromecast, AirPlay, and it even has balanced audio outs. Many people will just add a power amp, set the output to variable, and have a great setup. Now, the CXN100 is your typical size, but with one cool twist. There is an arched bottom, which gives it a neat floating look in your audio system. The front panel has a large display with some control buttons, but most users will end up using their smartphone for everything. Although I do like the fact, unlike some other units, you can quickly just use the volume control or the buttons to play, pause, or skip your track. Cambridge Audio continues their feature of printing their names on all of the connections both right side up and upside down on the rear of the panel, so you can easily read them if you are leaning over the unit, which is a very thoughtful touch. The CXN100 was designed and engineered in the UK and assembled in a factory in China they have used for a very long time. While it's not what you would see in a $10,000 plus product, it is very impressive how they think about things. Fit and finish is very good, and when we popped the cover off, we were really impressed. All of the audio and digital boards are several inches away from the front panel display to reduce any noise pickup. The power supply board is totally separate and is as far away from the audio side of the main board as possible. The digital and audio boards could easily be something you would see in a $5,000 unit, and all of the audio connections are directly connected to the board. The CXN100, like its predecessor, abounds in great features. Stream Magic has really progressed and now covers the three major high-res audio streaming services, which are Qobuz, Tidal with MQA, and Deezer. It also has Spotify and many more. The app has improved so much in its rich search functions, it almost rivals our favorite, which is Roon. But unlike Roon, it is free. If you can't find an obscure streaming app, you can also easily send your music over via Bluetooth aptX HD, AirPlay 2, or Chromecast. And if you are a Roon fan, it is ready to go. If those last couple of sentences didn't make sense to you, don't worry. We have a team of passionate audio enthusiasts at Audio Advice who love to help you on your audio journey. We also have a vast library of educational videos and articles, plus lifetime support, and our team is particularly helpful for network streamers like this, as it's really easy to use once you learn it, but sometimes it takes a call into our support team to understand exactly how to stream your preferred service from your phone or other device. The rear panel sports a lot of possibilities with either hardwired or wireless Ethernet, a coax and Toslink digital input, a USB input for computer audio, and a USB input for a USB drive or stick with your music files. You also get Toslink and coax digital outs should you wish to use it as a streamer with a better DAC you might already own. Although it will need to be a very good one, as the DAC in the CXN100 is first class. One thing we do wish it had is a headphone jack, which would come in handy if you are using it as a digital preamp or on your desktop and want to use wired headphones instead of wireless. The other great thing is the fact that in addition to the RCA outputs, it has a pair of balanced audio outs for higher end systems. Now, balanced cable connections inherently keep noise the cables might pick up at 0, and we recommend them when they are available. If you are going to use the CXN100 as a digital streamer preamp, they have really improved the way the volume control operates. The older model had 30 steps from soft to loud, while the new CXN100 has 100, making fine-tuning of volume level far easier. easier. Internet radio is becoming more and more popular, and it used to be pretty low res in terms of audio quality. A few years back, a new streaming tech was developed called Dash. This allows internet radio stations to stream at the same bitrate as Spotify in 320 kilobits per second, which gives much better sound quality than before. And the cool part about internet radio is there are thousands of stations all over the world you can pick up from, with more and more adopting to Dash, including the BBC. The DAC, which converts digital bits in the music stream to analog in the CXN100, is a big jump from the predecessor with more high-res audio capability. The great-sounding ESS9028 Q2M DAC can handle rates up to 32-bit 768 kHz and can process DSD 512. So those of you with very high-res files you have purchased will be able to get everything out of them. It also supports a wide range of audio formats that I'll show on screen now. When Cambridge Audio sets out to design a product, once they have the specifications for the parts needed, they will do listening tests on different vendors' parts that meet the spec of the design. In the case of the CXN100, one of their top engineers spent hundreds of hours changing and listening to audio-critical components to tune the entire audio stage around these components. Back in the early days of hi-fi, this is how most brands went about it, and is why some vintage audio is so highly regarded. It is still done this way by most high-performance brands, but to see it done in this price range of the CXN100 and other Cambridge Audio products is really a rare treat indeed. This unit was not just a makeover, but a complete redesign. The analog stage, after converting the digital bits to analog, got a big upgrade with more efficient capacitors and op amps, which improved the signal-to-noise ratio and reduced distortion. Lots of time was also spent deciding on the digital to analog converter that sounded best, and the ESS chip that they picked sounded so good there were no post-DAC filters required, which meant putting less parts in the signal path, an overarching goal of all of Cambridge gear. Now these and many more added up to be a much better sounding unit that we could not wait to test out. Now I do have to give props to Cambridge Audio for some of their great eco packaging. Even though this unit is the same size as the previous model, the physical box is much shorter in height and protected with a really neat set of cardboard end caps. We connected up the CXN100 to the Cambridge Edge A integrated amplifier and a pair of Sonos Faber Serafino G2 speakers. Now granted, most people with a system at this level would probably opt for a much higher end streamer. We just wanted to connect it up to something that would reveal everything possible. We used Qobuz and some high-res files purchased from HD Tracks for our testing. The first cut up on Qobuz in 2496 was from the new Hackney Diamonds album, Dreamy Skies. This is an acoustic cut with 3 guitars that just has a huge soundstage. Jagger was right in front, and the CXN100 allowed all of the subtle vocal expressions to shine through as he sang about taking a break from technology. Next up, in 176.24 on Qobuz, was Patricia Barber's I Could Have Danced All Night from her latest Click album. We always love to use her voice when testing out female vocals, and the CXN100 really nailed it. She came across very smooth and flowing with zero hint of digital glare. The real surprise was how the hi-hat cymbal action just shimmered with an effortless quality we did not expect to hear from a DAC in this price range. Then, we tried out a 2496 cut from HD Tracks, Rain on the Scarecrow from John Cougar's Scarecrow album. We like to use John Cougar for testing rhythm and pacing, and the CXN100 drew us in with the extremely rhythmic drums and guitar riffs. And we could easily hear lots of tiny inflections and volume changes in his voice as he sang this sad but lively song. Now, when we first tested the CXN V2, we thought it was a world beater, and we have to say the same thing about the new CXN100. It seems to have even better resolution while maintaining a very smooth sound, and there was no question to us that it was even better on its rhythmic performance. There are several possible use cases for this amazing new piece of gear. The first would be to just add the CXN100 to an existing audio system and have access to the wonderful world of digital music, be it streaming or files that you've ripped or purchased. Also, if you have a legacy CD player with digital out, you could likely improve it by using the great DACs inside the CXN100. Another way is if you are just starting out and want something really good and simple is to put its output in variable mode and pair it up with a set of active speakers. There are more and more of these coming on the market that have the amps built in, and the CXN100 would make a great control center. Finally, if you are digital only, You could ditch your preamp and connect the CXN100 directly to your power amp for a very elegant and great sounding digital front end. I suspect with the way the CXN100 sounds and its price point, Cambridge will once again have an ongoing stream of awards for its performance. Now, if you have more questions about the CXN100 or anything audio or video related, head over to audioadvice.com and you can call or chat with our experts and they'd be happy to help you out. Or you can always stop by one of our award-winning showrooms and test out the gear for yourself. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, one of the best ways to support us is to give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any of our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.